I finally come back to do these Power Rangers vlogs, and the first one I gotta do after a long time is a clip show. There is no way I'm gonna be in the room with you holding a devil's pitchfork. If you don't like it, then get the hell out of here. Fine, then I'm leaving. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the closest thing I got to a Halloween thing because of the fact this is a Halloween episode. Which I do gotta make a complaint. Why does Nickelodeon always have to show the Halloween episode of Power Rangers twice? They show it... Well, when I mean twice, I mean they show it the first Saturday of the month, and then they show it at the last Saturday of the month, the same episode. It would have made more sense just to put it on the last Saturday of the episode because of the fact that their holiday specials don't actually blend in with the other episodes, so it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, while I was gone, Ross was smart enough to record the episodes for me to watch, so there I'm all caught up. And we're talking about the episode, Grave Robber. And how the episode starts off is the Rangers are sitting in the lobby area of the school, I don't know, singing with Levi, until a mysterious woman comes in and drops off a box for the principal to look at. She sees a board game that's not interesting, so the Rangers decide to take it, because they want to play some board games. Everyone except Levi, who I think his reason was he didn't like board games. Okay. There's a bigger reason, but I'll get to it when I get to it. They all go into the lab to sit down to play the board game, only to discover it's a trap! The host of Galaxy Warriors Cosmo Royale has trapped the Rangers into a style of Jumanji where they have to roll the dice and complete the game before the hourglass runs out of sand. And also they can't jury-rig this hourglass because it still pours sand even if you flip it upside down. For how it goes is they are going to be fighting monsters from the past, which I really need to stop there for a moment. It was never explained how the Ninja Steel monster is going to be coming back. In Dino Charge, it made sense. They said they had a machine that resurrected them. That made sense. Ninja Steel doesn't. I mean, they reused the same monster twice, and they just said it was his brother. That made a little bit more sense. So, how they were able to use the ghost of monsters. And also, if they failed within the time limit, they all die. So that makes sense, but how are the villains gonna get the ninja stars? Due to the fact that I don't think they know where the exact location is. I mean, yeah, the Aiden bot was there, but did it transmit locations to them all? But then again, only Odious known. I'm just going with all the logic. Well, anyway, they roll the dice, and the first one is Trap Saw, which it didn't make a difference between either Trap Saw or Ripper Rat. I think they just picked Trap Saw because of the fact that, compared to the two, he was more funnier when the traps literally blown up in his face, even though no traps were used, and the fact that the whole battle, let me get into it more detailed. When I said this is a clip show, it's not technically a clip show. You know how Power Rangers is based off of the Sentai series, and how they basically do it, they edit their series by cutting up the Sentai footage, placing their stuff into that footage, so voila, and sometimes they will shorten the battles because you know how everything goes because of time restraints. So basically, some of the battles that the Sentai footage had wasn't used in the Power Rangers, so they just reused the Sentai footage. It's clever, but at the same time, it's still not as good as the Ghostess with the Mostess from Dino Charge. They fight Trap Saw, which was a simple battle. Brody finished them all off, so that was it. Next up, they roll the dice again. They have to fight Hack Track, which, for the idea, they decided how to fight him because of the fact that Hack Track was more faster. Not that I know of. They decided to bring a toolbox with them and an old radio for the next round. They decided to quickly build a jamming device while Brody uses a ninja leaf trick, turning a leaf into a kite. While Sarah did the exact same thing, using a jammer to basically destroy Hack Track, even though they had to do the whole destroying thing, because if they didn't, it would have ended with them doing that whole battle where they fought Hack Track in the Power Rangers part. Well, they won. Then next thing happens is they're going to have to fight Slugger, which they know Slugger has that slow down dust, and the whole time they have to fight, they're on a time clock. They're starting to fight, and then the game is rigged. Cosmo is basically just saying, decides when it's time's up, because just the moment when Brody's about to do the finishing blow on Slugger, zoom, they're removed, time's up, they get a penalty card. And the penalty, Calvin has to fight Ferno by himself. And which that happens, Ferno possesses a truck, captures a man in the truck, and he has to rescue the man while being captured and tied to the truck. Which Calvin succeeds in rescuing the man by using more wood nature as a net, but failed to rescue himself as he falls off a cliff. Which he won but lost, so still penalty card. And their penalty is they have to fight a Skulligator, 2 Skulligators, with the Rodeos Lord. Now this is where it gets like, wait a minute, how did Cosmo got control of the Rodeos Lord? If it's in like his own magical world, it would make sense, but he actually had control of the Rodeos Lord. They all summon their Megazords, which leads to more questions of how they were able to do it. And yeah, they fight. They switch to the Astro Zord, well, Astro mode, destroyed a Skulligator, but then got their butts whooped by the Rodeos Lord. And in that exact moment, Mick shows up to give Levi a lesson, telling him about being selfish. You know that if you are what's the right word? Sorry, my brain's farting. Basically, you have to sometimes do things that they like that you don't like because they'll do things that you like. Kind of like that. So he comes in, discovers the whole situation, and decides to jump into the game, which Cosmo is screaming that he's cheating and he's trying to find some way to block it, but Levi got control of his Lord. They defeat the second Skulligator, and in the finishing touches, Levi tosses the hourglass into the air while the Rangers blow it up, causing them to win the game. They all exit. Levi apologizes for the whole thing, and they decided to, well, since it's now later, for how long it lasted, let's go trick-or-treating. Like I said, I can understand. This episode's not bad. It's a clever way of using the leftover clips from the Sentai footage. But at the same time, you could tell they were basically just... I think they were getting annoyed that people kept complaining about that the holiday episodes were clip shows, so they decided to just do that. I give them cleverness on that, but they just needed to find a way to force Levi not to be in it, because the past episodes that the Rangers fought the monsters, Levi's Gold Ranger wasn't in there. So that would have made sense why Levi basically said, I didn't want to play board games. The whole Jumanji aesthetic seems good. This hourglass thing didn't make sense because there wasn't that much sand on it, so we don't know how long they actually had. Because from how it looked like it looked like they only had like less than 10 minutes, I'm just stating. Or, I don't know how hourglasses go, so I'm apologizing. And also, I'm questioning Cosmo's motives. Why would he also want to go for the Ninja Power Stars? Because he's more of like the host, not the one who's controlling the game show. But then again, and also all the evilness that he actually did. There's no yokai fact for this week due to the fact that there were no new monsters. But I will give you a special one. The monster Cosmo Royale is not based off of any yokai, but there is some costume facts about him. His costume design is actually based off of a villain from a series that Saban skipped over. I am not going to try to pronounce this. Here's the title of the Sentai variation. He's actually based off of the villain Baron Nero, as you can see the costume look. This is not the first time Saban likes to use costumes from villains from previous series or other series and puts them in other variations. The villain Furio from Lost Galaxy was actually a villain from the Sentai variation of Power Rangers in Space. Master Orc from Wild Force was actually a costume used in a villain from the Sentai variation of the second season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And the villains in the Forever Red special, those were actually, some of those costumes were from heroes from another Saban series, Big Bad Beetleborgs. So you gotta love this ideas of how they recycle costumes to be used. I mean, even the first episode of Ninja Steel had Venjix fighting a Fear Cat, if anyone remember that. Thank you for watching the vlog. This is Rasa, signing out.
Thank you for watching the channel. If you want to watch more, click on the left or right annotations to see different videos. Or if you want to see videos in the future, subscribe to the channel. Till then,